And now I would like to leave with you to Paz. She's a community worker. She will talk about the asylum seekers.
I also want to give credit to an Iraqi sister of mine who helped me write this tonight, who couldn't be here. So recently we were asked why we should continue to celebrate International Women's Day. This was our response. We should celebrate fiercely in solidarity with our revolutionary, patriarchy, smashing, white PJ sisters who are at the moment at the front lines fighting to defend every single woman across the world, not only from their evil of terrorism, but also from their exclusionary, violent, anti-women ideology. We should celebrate in mutual pain and rage with the thousands of Yazidi women and girls taken by terrorists and sold as sexual slaves in the markets like cattle. Like they are not the loved daughters of an ancient culture whose homes continue to weep at their loss. We should celebrate in reminder and a ferocious refusal to forget the young girls taken by Boko Haram who believe that girls should not have access to education because they know little girls learning words can shatter their violence in ways that guns never can. We should celebrate in a commitment to the bonds of sisterhood with the women and girls of Syria and Iraq, whose communities are ravaged by war, by terrorism, by bombs that have torn apart more than communities and homes that were once filled with laughter. We should celebrate in mutual understanding with the ongoing efforts of women in Iran who resist religious fundamentalism and men who see the value of women in laws designed to reduce empowering, incredible women to the sums of their reproductive and physical attributes. In solidarity with women in Egypt, Afghanistan, Lebanon, Jordan and Palestine, who continue to fight unseen and visible revolutions for their rights and that of their sisters. We should celebrate in understanding and a determination to stand with all women and girls made homeless by refugees by war, made refugees by war, by terrorism, by imperialist greed, by colonial violence, with women who put their children on rickety boats and embark on a journey of fear and terror across dangerous seas. This is something that I know too well, working with over 5,000 asylum seekers in Sydney. We should celebrate in a mutual commitment to learn more about the suffering and the plight of women and girls in Mali, Sierra Leone, with the women of Eritrea, and the situation of the women in Ethiopia and Rwanda. We should celebrate in solidarity with our trans sisters who continue to be denied the right to womanhood and their very right to existence globally. We should celebrate in concern and sensitivity with the disabled women who continue to lack access to adequate healthcare, face social stigma, and who women who remain the most vulnerable and marginalised group in our society. We should celebrate in vengeful refusal to ignore the oppression faced by our black sisters and the ongoing racism that kills them, their children and their families. And most certainly, we should celebrate in solidarity with the recognition of the long history of genocide of Indigenous and Aboriginal women and the loss of their land, the loss of cultures too wonderful and beautiful to ever be adequately painted with the right words. We should celebrate in a blatant refusal to accept that women continue to be denied reproductive rights, denied abortion rights. We should celebrate in empathy with the millions of women who are subjected to female genital mutilation or acid attacks. We should be loud and visible in solidarity with the right of women to choose who they love or who they do not love. In solidarity with women denied access to education. In solidarity with young girls forced into early marriage. We should celebrate in a refusal to support a system that continues to deny our brothers and sisters and the rights of LGBTQA and I communities. We should celebrate for the women who continue to fight and protect our environment, La Pachamama, and its custodians, for our sister Berta Cáceres, who was recently assassinated. We should celebrate in passionate love and thanks for the pioneering, earth-shattering, world-changing, revolutionary women who have come before us, who have allowed us to live in privileges previously denied to us, privileges that are still not entrenched, that can be taken away if we are not aware, if we are also not driven by mutual love and awareness of our oppressors. As a woman of Latin America, I want to give thanks to the Latin women present today and those before me. I thank you. Le quiero dar gracias a las mujeres latinoamericanas que están hoy presentes y que han sido presentes antes que yo. Les doy gracias. So I hope you celebrate. I hope you celebrate for you and for each other. I hope you celebrate loudly, visibly, fiercely, with your heart filled with solidarity, with love, with rage, with pain, with pride for your fellow women and sisters. I hope you celebrate your womanhood and that of other women, and in the process find that ancient earthly goddess that you are, your true soul lost under the silencing, the oppression and the violences you have experienced. I hope above all that you take a moment to wonder at the exquisite wonder that you are, your struggles, what you have survived to be here in this moment. In time, surely this is a cause for great celebration. Thank you.
Okay, I'm Isabel. I live in Uruguay, and but in the 70s and 80s, I live here in Sydney. In Uruguay, I'm a member of the left front, Unidad Popular. Yes. Okay, I read it. Like what I want to say. Sisters and comrades, before I begin, I know we have to proceed. I would like to acknowledge it was done before and pay respect to the traditional owners of the land on which we live. Clans of the Eora Nation. It is upon their ancestral lands that the Addison Road Community Center is built. Now, I want to tell you that I'm very happy to be at this meeting. How fantastic that this is just one of hundreds of thousands of events of this kind that are being held in all corners of the planet. Today, my voice speaks in the name of the hundreds of thousands of women who, throughout this history, have held high the flag of their cause, that of working women's rights. Our demands, whether they be for equal pay or for the right to basic necessities like water, food, and even just physical safety, are an essential part of the struggle for the survival of humanity and therefore the survival of the planet. The formal fight for working women's rights started 200 years earlier, but the struggle continues to these days. This is a grassroots fight. Each and every one of these events adds another log to the fire. I come from Uruguay, and last week, on March the 8th, thousands of women and men associated with Unidad Popular took to the streets of Montevideo to fight for the rights of working women. In Uruguay, the issue of working women's rights and gender equality more generally is intrinsically a political issue. The neoliberal program in place and the resulting destruction of our natural resources directly impacts on our women and children. Indeed, we know that neoliberalism brings with it terrible consequences, which in turn lead to social polarization, environmental destruction, and ultimately dependency on global financial powers. In Latin America countries, the neoliberal policies affect the most vulnerable members of society, women workers of all ages and children. In most poor countries around the world, the reality is the same or worse. In Latin America and the Caribbean, only Cuba, Venezuela, and Bolivia have implemented policies that protect working women. And yet, even in these countries, full equality has not been achieved. In Nicaragua and Ecuador, some protective measures have also been implemented. But in the rest of our countries, the situation for women workers is getting worse and worse every day. Let me today, with the heart and the will of the organized women of our continent, focus our attention especially on the heroic women of Haiti. They have given us the task of spreading their pledge for solidarity in all possible areas. What more appropriate place than this meeting to echo that call? Haitian women, along with the entire population of their land, are suffering from imperialist military occupation that hides behind the mask of the so-called United Nations peacekeeper forces. This occupation must end. We must raise our voices to call for this, combining voices from every corner of the planet to demand the withdrawal of the occupation troops. Women, we are daughters of an invincible movement, and we have a huge debt to our sisters in Haiti. They inherit a struggle over 2 centuries against slavery and oppression, and they are courageously denouncing rapes, abuse, and the looting of their land. Women of Uruguay from the trade union, social movement, and Unidad Popular condemn the complicity of our government with this occupation. We will not rest until we achieve the withdrawal of UN troops who once more have betrayed their mandate. We are fully confident that with global solidarity, the women of Haiti will prove to be the most beautiful face of a wise and courageous people who were prepared to make the maximum sacrifice in the struggle for their rights. With our support, they will. Thank you.
I'm from South Korea. My name is Dongnam Kim. I'm work railway workers union in Korea. Thank you. Actually, I was dismissed by Korean government and management because my trade union went on general strike in 2013. Very big general strike. So at that time, many Korean people support my trade union general strike. So we was able to go on general strike for 23 days. So, because of the privatization of the railway, so we can keep public system, public railway, but now Korean government still is the process the privatization of railway. We Korean people and workers really want to keep the public transportation system. So, I hope we fight against capitalism with us. So someday we fight against capitalism. So, thank you so much for inviting me. Thank you.